Guys, man, I believe that most people they know that Kamala Harris is not doing so well, and not doing so well in her campaign for president, and she is definitely losing in the polls right now, and being this close to the election. I don't think it's going to change. I don't. I think it might get worse for her, but it definitely appears that Trump will be the 47th president. Thank God. But Kamala, she normally does not speak to the media, does not do sit downs, but she was doing a town hall. A radio town hall with Charlemagne the God from the Breakfast Club. And he asked her a very straight question about reparations. And it appears that Kamala, I mean, right now she's pretty much desperate. She's going to promise everything, and the kitchen sink, so she can get in power or stay in power. But guys, watch this.
My question to you is, what's your stance on reparations? We all know that America became great, off the backs of free black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Mm-hmm. Asking for specifics for black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century with very little in return. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative?
Slavery happened in this country. And I believe the majority of people, they understand that. They know that. Again, you can't turn around without hearing some story about something with America and how evil America is now, racist America is now. I'm sick of hearing it. I really am, because again, I don't mean it the wrong way, but who cares? It happened all over the globe at one time. As a matter of fact, 30, 40 years ago, it was still being practiced in a lot of African countries. We got to be honest about that. And Africans, they tended to sell their own people right off the west coast of Africa. They put their own people in cages and chains and sold them. But again, we're bad because we bought them. Well, again, we shouldn't buy slaves. Of course you shouldn't. And America and Britain, they put a stop to the transatlantic slave trade well before anyone else. Again, they understood the evil in it. And this country wanted to move forward and did move forward. And hell, we fought a civil war about this. But again, they want to demonize this country and the Western world. And, again, what they're doing is they're trying to downplay absolute greatness. This country was founded and built upon that. Upon the idea of living for yourself, doing whatever, building something, doing for you, doing for your family. Again, becoming rich by the sweat of your brow. You could do what you wanted to do if you worked harder for it. And again, I believe they're trying to really, really squash that spirit. But I'm gonna play for you guys another clip of Kamala and Charlemagne the God talking. Watch.
So to your point, yes, I am running to be a president for all Americans. That being said, I do have clear eyes about the disparities that exist and the context in which they exist, meaning history, to your point. So my agenda, well, first of all, on the point of reparations, it has to be studied. There's no question about that. And I've been very clear about that position. In terms of my immediate plan, I will tell you a few of the following. One, as it relates to the economy, which is a lot of what you have addressed. Look, I grew up in the middle class. My mother, worked hard, raised me and my sister, and by the time I was in high school, she was able to afford our first home.
Here she goes again with the whole thing about the middle class. I came from a middle class family, and again, it's not really true, guys. It's not. But I mean, that's something she says, and at this point, I think everyone knows it. No matter who you are, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, we all know it. But she says that she's always been for studying reparations, looking into it. And that's not what she said at all. Watch.
On some form of reparations for black people.
Well, look, I think that we have got to address that. Again, it's back to the inequities. America has a history of 200 years of slavery. Mm-hmm. We had Jim Crow. We had legal segregation in America. The Voting Rights Act was only strong for 50 years, and then they wiped it out with this United States Supreme Court in the Shelby decision. Mm-hmm. To the point that 22 states immediately thereafter put in place laws that one court found were crafted with surgical precision to have black people not be able to vote. So we've got to recognize, back to that earlier point, people aren't starting out on the same base in terms of their ability to succeed. And so we have got to recognize that and give people a lift up. And there are a number of ways to do it. Part of my initiative, again, around the LIFT Act is that same point. Lifting people up who are making less than $100,000 a year. What I want to do about rent is the same thing. What we need to do around education and understanding disparities, what we need to do around HBCUs. But we have a history of racism in America.
So you are for some type of
Yes, I am.
reparation? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Should black people get reparations?
I think there has to be some form of reparations, and we can discuss what that is.
One thing I wanted to bring up was the fact that she says, there was 200 years of slavery in this country. Well, that's not true. That's not even close to being true. There's no 200 years. There's less than 100. I mean, this country was founded in 1776. And slavery was abolished in 1865. So again, you have less than 100 years of slavery in this country. Now, I understand there was slavery practiced on the land. But again, if you want to go with that, you have to go all the way back to 1,000 plus years. Because again, the natives, they owned each other. So again, there was slavery going back many years. And somebody was telling me about black people saying they were here on this continent, before they came over during slavery. And if that was the case, then maybe black people brought themselves over. But I mean, seriously, we got to be honest about something. I live in South Carolina, and the first slave owner here was black, and they don't tell you that in history. They don't tell you that in class. They were black. Now, I'm not saying it was common, not at all, but it happened. It happened. And again, slavery itself was not common. I mean, there was only, about 6% of the population in the South owned slaves. That was it. Now, I'm not saying the ones that owned slaves didn't own a lot of slaves. They did. Or many of them did. But less than 10%. I mean, one estimate's like 6, and one's like 8% or 9% or whatever. I mean, again, they did. There weren't many people down here that did. But, again, they think that every white person, every honky, had themselves a slave. And that's not true. Not even close to being true. But then Kamala says that we need to study reparations. Well, I don't know if she knows this or not, but her state of California did that. Because I don't know if you guys remember back in the first part of the year, they put together a task force in California to study the effects of reparations and could they do it. And they found out they couldn't. They could not because California is broke. They don't have no money. According to Gavin Newsom, they don't have no money. So again, they can't pay it out. Sorry, black folks. Sorry, not sorry. So again, they did say that they found out they couldn't do it. And again, we can't do it on a national level. It would destroy what is left of this country. It would absolutely destroy it. I mean, inflation would be out of control. But again, they don't care. Nobody cares. They want their free money. Even though that $1 million or whatever, the $500 million, whatever you're being promised, would probably only buy, a couple loaves of bread after the inflation. But I want to show you guys something. Kamala Harris is basically offering to bribe black people to pay them off if they vote for her. Watch. But guys, I want to real quick go through a list of what the Kamala Harris and Timmy Walz campaign is promising black men. I mean, get this. If you vote for us, we're going to provide you, number one, with 1 million loans that are fully forgivable, up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. And I don't really know what the others, well, I would get that. But number 2, support educational training and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for black men, including pathways to become teachers. Okay. Protect cryptocurrency investments so black men who make them know their money is safe. Number one, if you can ensure that people's money is safe when they invest in any cryptocurrency or whatever, wouldn't you do so for everyone? I mean, wouldn't that be the good thing to do? Now, I mean, again, if people lose money, that's going to negatively impact the economy, whatever. So why wouldn't you ensure that for everyone? Which, again, I guess is about just handing them money that if something goes wrong, here's the money back to cover that. I guess is what they're actually talking about. Again, more freebies, more free money. And number 4, launch a national health initiative focused on the illnesses that disproportionately impact black men. Okay. Again, probably a lot of them have to do with lifestyle choices like, again, heart disease, whatever. But, Number 5, legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for Black Americans to succeed in this new industry. Again, they're going to pay you. They're going to pay you to sit around and smoke pot. I don't know. They're going to give you, $20,000 to start your business, which is fully forgivable. I mean, it's a loan, but it's not a loan, which is something I really want to touch on. And then you can sit around and smoke pot, because they're going to legalize it. They got your back, Black people. They know exactly who you are. You're people that don't like to pay things back or can't pay things back or whatever. And you like to, get high. So again, they know you. They got your back. Why is anyone not offended by this? I mean, really, this is a very desperate campaign. Very desperate. And again, what they're saying, if people can kind of read between the lines, and it's not very hard. What they're saying is, again, we're going to give you Black guys loans to start a business. Now, $20,000, you don't have to pay it back. We're not coming after you. And we know that you Black guys don't like to pay back your money. And again, your business is probably going to fail. It's probably going to fail. You're going to try to become a rapper or something, and it's probably going to fail. Again, why aren't people offended by this? At least to a healthy degree. Say, wait a minute, I mean, you couldn't get any more racist if you offer them a bucket of fried chicken. Vote for us, and we'll send you home a bucket of fried chicken every night. I mean, people got to be honest about that. But again, what they're saying is, we know how you Black men are, man. You Black men, you ain't gonna pay nothing back. You ain't gonna pay nothing back. And again, we know you like to get high. So again, we're going to legalize marijuana throughout the country so you can get high on us. We ain't gonna bother you. You can sit there and get high and then spend some of the money that we get loans you gave you, whatever. Yeah. But guys, man, if you would, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thanks.
You son of a